Welcome to Connie Palmer Sewing. Today we're going to learn how to tie off a simple strip of fabric for you to smock, to insert in a dress, a t-shirt, or anything. If you have your own pleater, it's very easy. You just pleat your fabric up with however many rows that you need, plus 2 extra. I always put 2 extra rows in for holding rows. And if you don't have your own pleater, you can certainly get a hold of Farmhouse Fabrics online. And they have some strips that are 8 rows and some strips that are 12 rows. They're already pre-pleated, coming in lots of thread on it. And they're not skimpy on the thread, thank goodness. So let's get started. Now, what I did is I know that I want to tie this off to 9.5 inches. So I just marked my board so I'd have 2 lines so that I can make sure that I get it straight. I've pulled out some threads about 1.5 to 2 inches from the edge of, from the cut edge of the fabric or the salvage edge, whatever's there. And the reason I did that is in case I want to put draw a sleeve on here, or you know, whatever you need to have on the side. You might only want to take out a 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. I'm not sure because it depends on what you're putting it in. But I just pulled mine out so I'd have some extra fabric out here. And I'm going to put some pins in now. And I want to pin this last pleat, or first pleat actually. I'm just looking, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see the line that's underneath my fabric. And so you just have to go with me that I can see it. Now look here, I just didn't pull that one out enough. So we'll just pull an extra one out. I like to have it the same all the way down if I can. Some people like to smock, like to have their armhole in there, and they smock up to the armhole, and then they smock all the way over, you know, to the edge here. And so it's a little bit curved and then straight. I just like to go all the way down. It's easier for me. Okay, so now I've got that one straight down, and now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just want to make sure that we get it all, the pleat straight on a line. The other thing I want you to remember as we're going along here is actually what you're tying off. You're tying off the fabric, but you're really tying off strings, so to 9.5 inches. And then the fabric will then stretch out to the 9.5. So I make sure that I put all of my pleats all to the center, and then this is all flat. You'll see why in just a minute. So everything is tight. So now I'm going to start tying off these strings. Tie off this side, and then we'll go to the other side. I love to tie things off. It's terrible. I know everybody gets so nervous about it. I just like it because it gets it so tidy and pretty. It's my favorite thing. This and Bishop, I love to tie them off. I should have a tying off service. Get out of the way of that pin there. All right. Come on. Get out of there. Okay. So now I'm going to go to the other side. Now, if one of these happens to be that the knot is not down close to your fabric, then you could always give it a pull right here. See, that's your kind of your last chance. There's a sort of a last chance to get it all the way down there. That's close enough. So now see how nice and straight it is. Now I'm going to start tying these off. Same thing. Now notice I have not moved those pleats around one tiny bit. And I am not going to move them until I get it all tied off. Because if you move them, they're just going to get bigger and bigger, and it's not going to be tied off to the size that you want any longer. I can get out of the way of the pins here. Now, see how nice and straight it is? This looks so good, doesn't it? I love these pins. They're called magic pins. And Farmhouse Fabric has those also. If you don't have a local dealer, that I always try to shop local unless I can't. Okay, so now all of those, see how nice and flat everything is? Now everything, all those knots are 9.5 inches from each other. So you see that if you have the knots there, once we now move these pleats over, they can't go any further than the knots. So that's why I don't move any pleats until I have the knots in there, because there's no sense. We just get messed up. We don't want messed up. We want pretty. See how nice that looks? And I take these pins out, and it's not going to go any further than those knots. That's why I say you're really tying off the strings to 9.5 inches. And that's all there is to it. And then you can cut off these threads. Now I did tie these off to what I think is the wrong side, because that way these strings, as I smock, are not going to be in my way. It only takes you one time to have them on the right side to know you want them on the wrong side. So now flip it over, and look how beautiful that is. Tied off perfectly. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel.